So here I'm going to open the comma separated value file, or a CSV file, spreadsheet file that we downloaded from the bank. So let's take a look, and we're going to go, I know it's in this directory, and I'm going to open that file. There we go. So there's the CSV from the Bank of Nova Scotia. So let's open it up. Okay, and we're going to open it up delimited. And there are no headers on this one. Okay, and then we're going to go next, and it's going to be comma separated, so you can see it's there we go. There we go. It actually did have some data headers here. You can see it is a little ugly. So we need some room for the data headers. So here we have dates, and we have this, we obviously looked at this before. We got payee or description, we got a reference from the bank, and then the amount of the check or the deposit. And there is the opening balance that we got from the prior year. So let's take this file. So it's going from the opening balance December 31st, 2016, all the way through to December 29th, 2017. So that's the entire fiscal period. So let's do something here to make this a little bit easier to work with. First thing we want to do is we want to have a balance. This way we can check to make sure that we've recorded all of the transactions and we agree with the bank statement. So here we'll have our balance, and so here we're going to start with the opening balance, and then thereafter we're going to start with the balance in the preceding month plus any deposits minus any checks, and then if we work our way down, copying that formula down, whoops, that should give us the balance at the end of the year. Let's just take a look here at, we have some bank statements. So let's see what we have in the way of bank statements here. Okay, so we're going to open, let's find our bank statements. We downloaded them as a PDF file from the bank. Here's our bank statements. So let's look at the Canadian funds, and I think we've got them all in the one PDF. So let's just take a quick look. Yeah. So we have our opening balance or ending balance from the year before, 7230. 7230. Okay. And then let's go back to, we want to look at the ending balance. So that should be 182.25. Let's see what we've got here. So once we run through, okay, 182.25. So we agree with the bank. So we've got all of the transactions. So that's telling us what went through the bank. And it's confirming that we've got all of the transactions downloaded because our bank balance from the beginning to the end agree with the bank statement. So now what we'll do, let's put a little bit of a category in here. We could call it an account, but let's call it a category. And then let's put some notes in here in case we need to some additional information to describe what actually happened. Now we know these are all of the transactions for the year. Let's make it a little prettier. Okay, so we've got all of those transactions covered, and now we're going to format this as a table just to make it a little bit prettier. There we go. And we have some headers, and there we go. So we have a nice little journal. That's Bank of Nova Scotia. We have the date, payee description, reference, check, deposit, balance, category, and notes. And we're going to go through here and allocate all of these transactions. We're going to probably send it back to our client to allocate this stuff because we won't necessarily know what it's for. So let's do that now. Let's send it out and see if our client can fill this in for us. So we received the spreadsheet file with the categories all assigned back from our client. Went through the individual amounts, told us what's what. So there we go. We now know what all the transactions were for the month, or for the year at least. So now let's create a pivot table and summarize all this data. So we select the, and let's just, I think I can go here, Control A. Oops. Let's see if I do, no, that's not going to work. Okay, so we'll do this. And then page down, down. There we go. Now we go Insert, Pivot Table, select the table, there we go. I'm going to put it into a new book. We're going to put the amounts, the check amounts and the deposit amounts, and we're going to summarize by category. And there we go. Let's make it a little neater. Home. There we go. We now know all of it. We've now summarized. So year to date journal, or we could call it pivot table. And there we go.